What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. I'm going to take you through all the news surrounding Liverpool Football Club. We're going to be speaking about Arne Slot and the potential ban he faces, even though we're still none the wiser why exactly he was sent off. We're going to be telling you why Mohamed Salah is on a one-man mission to make sure that Liverpool deliver that league title. That and a couple of other interesting bits and pieces, including, of course, the reason you're probably clicking on the video, the thumbnail. It isn't my wording, it's from one of our players, and we'll get into that in a few moments' time. As always, though, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know your thoughts, so after you've watched the video, please do let me know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy it, and of course, we would love you to hit that subscribe button. We are now just under 1,300 subscribers away from 300k, and we couldn't do it without your support. Tonight we will be back for the late night agenda at 8:45, so I hope you can join us, where we'll be talking a little bit about Mohamed Salah and why the Saudis think they're being played. That on tonight's late night agenda, but until then, let's get stuck into the news. Right, so I mentioned Mohamed Salah is on a one-man mission to make sure that the Premier League title makes its way back to Anfield. His goal contributions this season in our team just far outweighs anybody else's. Between goals and assists, he is on a one-man mission. Last night, yet again, Mohamed Salah featured in a game for Liverpool where he didn't just score, he scored and assisted in what was, look, a very frustrating 2-2 draw, and I haven't gotten over that either. I'm still seething deep inside about those refereeing decisions. Nothing to do with Everton or their players. I don't really have any bad feelings towards them whatsoever. Did the KONATE stuff, I guess I got to touch on for a second. This is always the way. When situations like this happen, there are idiots, Neanderthals out there who racially abuse players, and it needs to stop. I don't agree with the way the KONATE was going around incensing the crowd, but nobody deserves to be racially abused or anything like that. So to those Neanderthals that are doing that, stop giving the rest of football a bad name. There's no place for it in the sport. We move on though, ladies and gentlemen, to the next part of today's video, which is Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think David Ornstein is being briefed and being very one-sided in his reporting around Trent. So David Ornstein writes, Trent Alexander-Arnold has shown firm loyalty to Liverpool and they are working hard to keep him, but so far there's been no breakthrough in talks. How is he loyal? Exactly, genuinely, I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm saying how is he? Because he hasn't said he wants to stay. Yes, he hasn't signed a contract with Real Madrid yet either. But the loyalty that I'm looking for is a vocalization of him coming out saying, I want to stay and play for this football club. And like I've said many times, then I feel the fans will get behind him and push the owners to pay him. And if it is with regards to money, then again, just come out and say the numbers haven't been right. But this battle for hearts and minds needs to stop. And it's very clear, because this isn't my wording. I've been in my own Discord group and elsewhere today, and many people feel like this is definitely something that has been briefed from one side out there to try and again get the PR machine working to make sure that everybody knows that Trent's doing everything he can to stay. I don't think that that's the case. I don't think he is doing everything to stay, but I also don't know that he's committed to leaving either. I just know that we're all fed up of it and we want it to be figured out one way or the other. Not just with Trent, but of course with all the three contracts. Now, a little bit of bad news, unfortunately. And it's for reasons like this, by the way, that I bang on at the owner saying, where's the money, John? We need signings, we need depth. Joe Gomez is facing another lengthy layoff for Liverpool, with the club to send him for a further assessment on the hamstring injury that has cast a cloud over his season, writes Paul Joyce. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, in a title race, pushing for a Champions League, we have three centre-backs at the club. Three. Joe Gomez is going to be out for a prolonged period of time. We have Jarell Quansah, whose form has been absolutely all over the place this season, and then our two senior centre-backs. That right there is why I was calling for strength in depth. That right there is why many Liverpool fans are calling out the lack of options for Arne Slot. Having to shoehorn in Wataru Endo as a centre-back isn't the solution here. If we're talking about planning for the future and making sure that we have strength in depth, then get these guys in. Because one more injury at centre-back, and if it's to one of our senior starters, we could be in a whole world of trouble. So we're going to have to hope that we can keep the injuries at bay and that we can wrap Virgil and Ibu up in cotton wool, because it's getting to the business end of the season now, and already one of our senior centre-backs is ruled out. Now, Ibrahima KONATE. So the title of today's thumbnail is, you know, them against us. And you're probably thinking, oh, it's Craig going on a rant again against the refs or whatever. No, it's Ibu. He wrote this after the game last night, said, "It's all of them against us. Let's be ready for the next challenge Sunday now." And he's right. It does feel that way, because you cannot tell me that Michael Oliver hasn't been at the scene of the crime for not just Liverpool, but many major incidents over the last season or two. Ask Arsenal fans, ask United fans. It's ridiculous. Now, I don't know what Ibu means by this. I don't know if he means it's all of Liverpool together against everybody trying to stop us winning the league, or if he thinks there's some type of an agenda or whatever. But he's clearly unhappy, and it's clearly seeping through to the players. And they're right to be unhappy, because again, that was a shambles last night. We don't even know yet why Arne Slot was sent off, and more on that in a moment. But Ibu's right to be annoyed by this situation, and I hope that they use this as fuel to push on and kick on this season, because we still have it in our own hands. 7 points clear. Yes, the next few games are really difficult. We've got Wolves coming up the weekend. That should be hopefully fairly straightforward. Arsenal are away against Leicester City. You imagine Arsenal win that. Then it really gets difficult for Liverpool. Aston Villa away the following Wednesday. Manchester City away on the Sunday. And then Newcastle at home. They're 3 fixtures that I think would have a big part to play in this season. So hopefully the Reds can find a way to take in as many points as possible. Now, on Arne Slot and the red card last night, we still don't really know what's going on here, but Lewis Steele has done some good reporting on this and said the FA have until close of play on Monday to charge Arne Slot. Liverpool will then have 3 days to reply with evidence to support their claim if wanted. Then FA have a further 3 days to reply to that. A hearing has to be within 10 days after that. So this could feasibly drag on for 2 to 3 weeks, this whole situation with Arne Slot. Now, Sport Bible have had a professional lip reader, Jeremy Freeman, on to have a little look at what Arne Slot said last night. And this is what they've come up with. "That's not a push, it's an effing disgrace." If you go and watch it again, Slot shouted at an assistant referee. The other linesman, he then said, "Well done." Just before shaking hands with Oliver, he sarcastically told the referee, "Great game." So now you can get sent off for saying "great game" to a referee. Sarcasm is a red card now, because Michael Oliver's ego can't take being called out for the poor performance that he had. And if that is the case, that's the reason our manager got sent off for saying "great game" sarcastically to a referee, it's gone, ladies and gentlemen. And right, to Sky and all the other journalists that were last night trying to placate this situation, I'm absolutely disgusted. I was watching back pages tonight last night after I sat down and finished the content from the game, and seeing Riyad El Samurai, one of the journalists on there, say that yes, there probably was a push and a foul on KONATE, but basically that doesn't make for good viewing, does it? Who cares? The rules are the rules. If it's the first minute or the last minute, enforce them. And the fact that he wasn't asked to go to the monitor once again is a shocking decision for me. But look, it is what it is. We've got to move on now and deal with it. And don't forget to join us tonight, 8:45, where we'll go more in depth into the Mohamed Salah situation, where Saudi feel like they're being played by Mo's camp. More on that tonight at 8:45. Thank you for watching, folks. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.